think today is reflecting that we are joining up. You can see the representation from across the different sectors, and while the predominant involvement is from health and social care, we're seeing housing, we're seeing third sector organisations, we're seeing organisations such as the Scottish Fire and Rescue Service, as well as academia, and I think importantly our industry partners. So I think at a national level we've worked very hard to join up the strategy and the collective leadership of this agenda, and I think at a local level that's very evident as well. I think in the context of health and social care integration, there's really a great opportunity in Scotland to create the conditions for getting the best out of all our contributors. So the whole is more than the sum of the parts, and I think we've seen over the short period of the TEC programme in the last 2 to 3 years, significant progress in that regard. Well, Scotland is in a fantastic position now going forward, on the back of having evidenced quite a bit of traction already in terms of some of our e-health work and our tech, telehealth, telecare, etc. over the last few years. We're now working towards an integrated digital health and care strategy for Scotland. And that's the first in terms of bringing together all the sort of relevant aspects from the e-health architecture to the citizen-facing technology, focusing on the workforce, focusing on the industry and academia interests, and also the data and information sharing. So we've embarked on this. We're hoping to have a strategy by the end of this calendar year, which is pretty ambitious, but we have good, strong leadership of this, and we've also sought sort of views and inputs from an international panel, to help guide and, I suppose, act as a bit of a critical friend. So, from where we were a few years ago, where certainly the agenda I've been involved in, the telehealth and telecare, sort of sat to one side as an interesting project or an interesting piece of programme, I think now we're seeing it part of a much bigger whole. And we also have our strategy, digital strategy for Scotland, which was published in March, which again sets out some real ambitions and objectives around transformation in public services, through digital means. So I don't think we could have a better time. And despite the fact we have some challenges around additional funding, I think collectively we've now got a real chance to make a difference. I always come away from days like today just totally invigorated, and I think what I really like, I think the service user perspective at the beginning I think was really powerful, and I think we have to keep focused on people and on the citizen, and that to me has a big impact. I think the small short presentations, the snapshot presentations, fantastic. I think you get so much sense of what's going on out there, so much breadth, and I think above all I can see that commitment, I can see that vision, and I can see that energy in people wanting to make this work and to exploit and use the technology that's now at our fingertips and in our pockets, but really to ensure that it supports people's health and well-being.